You're about to find out the winners of every Week 8 game in the NFL thanks to my paper footballs. Vikings and Rams kick things off on Thursday night. Minnesota wins. AFC North rivals Ravens and Browns are next as you take a look at how the helmets are prepared before each prediction. The Browns are browning harder than they've ever browned before. That's why Baltimore will win. Detroit hosts Tennessee. The Titans, or Tire Fires more like, were one of my sleeper teams before the season, but I've put that notion to bed. The Lions are feeling it right now after beating Minnesota, and that's why... well, I don't pick them, I just flick them, hanging on to my veto for now. Colts at Texans, a rematch of a Week 1 thriller that Houston won. Indy beat the Dolphins last week. The Texans didn't escape Green Bay with the victory. The paper football says they'll sweep the Colts. My Packers will visit the Jaguars. Anytime Green Bay goes to Florida, it feels like a real crapshoot, though they did show some grit in that win last week. Both teams are coming off a victory. Jacksonville nixed New England in Old England. Will that Jaguars team show up again? Yes. Shit. Kyler Murray faces off against perhaps Tua Tagovailoa, set to return from his concussion, according to reports. I'm honestly surprised he didn't retire or even appear to consider that as an option. Hey, let's hope that was the right choice. The paper football likes the Dolphins. The ghost of Aaron Rodgers and his Jets visit the Patriots, one of two teams they've beat this year, and the paper football books a singles cruise directly to the top cup. This one goes to Gang Green Bay. Atlanta visits Tampa Bay, a big NFC South game that could ultimately decide the division. The Falcons, who won the first meeting in overtime in Week 5, got slammed by Seattle in Week 7. The Bucs lost the game and their best receivers on Monday night. This one goes to Atlanta. Eagles at Bengals each seem to be hitting their stride. It's another one flick wonder with the paper football. This one could be a great game, won by Cincy! New Orleans at LA. The Saints are about to go marching straight out of contention. They didn't look like a team with any kind of spark last week, injuries aside. The Chargers lost against Arizona. Herbert needs some help, y'all, said everyone before the season. LA wins. Buffalo will go to Seattle. Each won a week ago. Is this a dark horse Super Bowl preview? Well, probably not, but it could happen. Seattle gets this one. Caleb Williams, number 1 overall draft pick, squares off against Jaden Daniels, number 2 overall draft pick. Maybe. Football fans everywhere hope Daniels' ribs are good to go. Don't know if he's playing at the moment. The paper football picks Washington, but I'm gonna flip this pick to the Bears with the QB in question. Now I'm gonna go throw up. Carolina at Denver. I don't have a ton to say about this matchup, so I'm glad it's a one-shot Sally. The paper football wastes no time selecting the Broncos. Chiefs at Raiders. Hey, my bonus prediction last week of KC being undefeated the longest came true, and I don't need a paper football to predict that their streak will continue against listless Las Vegas. For what it's worth, the paper football agrees. Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, primetime, both Dallas and San Francisco in desperate need of a win. Cowboys had their bye last week. Meanwhile, every time the camera cut to the 49ers bench during their loss to KC, I thought Cook the Book was on the sideline, but it was just Kyle Shanahan. Uncanny resemblance. Tell me I'm wrong. 49ers win. Last one, Giants at Steelers on Monday night. Hey, Pittsburgh, kind of a fun team to watch. There's a definite vibe to how they're playing right now. As for New York, yeah, they're going to lose again.